by the Community Branch of the San Francisco Emergency Operations Center, the EOC. Just a couple of guidelines for the meeting today. We will be recording, and by default, all the participants will be muted to minimize distractions. Later on, you will be allowed to participate in the conversation if you have questions concerning today's presenter. To participate in the chat, please select the chat button at the bottom of your screen, and you will see a window pop up, and you will be able to chat directly with participants in the meeting, or if you need tech support issues, you may chat directly with me, or to everyone, you can post your questions if you have any during the session. So for the question and answer session, please unmute your microphone, ask your question, and then remute your microphone when not speaking to minimize the background noise. When speaking, please announce yourself and speak slowly. You can also, again, enter your question into the chat. Does anybody have any questions at the moment? Pia, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Pia, thank you very much. I am turning the floor over to you now to take us through today's community conversations on COVID-19.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pia Harris. I'm an entrepreneur, small business owner in San Francisco in the Western Addition. We are here today talking about some of the COVID-19 updates with the new public health order and what that means, housekeeping standards, and if your business is open, how all customers must wear masks. We have our expert today is Larry McClendon from the Office of Economic Workforce Development, who will be answering some questions for you. Please let us know if you have any questions and we'll do our best to respond. And if you could send any of your questions in the chat, that would be great as well. Otherwise, we will unmute you for your questions. Thank you. And I'm introducing now Larry McClendon of the Office of Economic Development and Workforce Development.
Thank you, Pia. I really appreciate that. I'm about to share my screen. All right. So, Pia, can you see my screen? Is it working? All right, cool. All right. Thank you guys for attending the webinar today. Again, my name is Larry McClendon. I'm with the Office of Economic and Workforce Development. I work under a division called Invest in Neighborhoods. Today, I will be reviewing key resources for businesses and employees, also answering questions related to things in this manner. One of the things I wanted to also echo is that last Friday, we implemented a requirement for face coverings for anyone who's entering in any essential businesses. We are asking business owners to help enforce that, and hopefully we can have a discussion about that when we get to the Q&A. So for everyone, I just want to start off by saying all the things I'm going over today is being updated at our website, oewd.org. And there are some more information, more than what I can present today on that website. So if you want to learn more about any of the things that I'm talking about today, if you don't get time to answer your question, please visit our website, because all of the information today will be reviewed. We're reviewing today is going to be listed on our website. Just as a note for Small Business Assistance Center, you can call 415-554-6134, or you can email them at sfosb, Office of Small Business, at sfgov.org. And if you want information regarding workers and employees, we have a hotline at area code 415-701-4817, or you can email us at workforce.connections@sfgov.org. Now, both of those lines are open 7 days a week between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. So this is our main place where we dump all of our resource information. We also have available outreach tools for COVID-19. Those tools and for example, we have these posters that you can post inside of your business that just talks about the 6 feet distance that customers and employees should have. I've also added the links here where you guys can go and print these things and download them yourself if you're unable, or if we're unable to drop off the posters, or you're unable to pick them up. You can also print them by using these links. If an employee tests positive for COVID-19, we ask that you contact DPH using this link here. And we also provide updates to the health order and additional resources at SF.gov under the coronavirus COVID-19. So today we're going to talk about resources for businesses, but before I get into that, I just wanted to talk about what the essential businesses, what businesses should be open and what businesses should be closed. Currently right now, grocery stores, pharmacies, restaurants, takeout only, and childcare facilities as a short list are the main businesses that should be open and that we've been creating resources for. Bars, nightclubs, dining restaurant, entertainment venues, and gyms or fitness studios should all be closed as of right now under this current health order. If anyone has any questions about, if their business is essential, if they fall in some gray area, I'm happy to answer any questions in the Q&A. Some of the business owners are community members on this Zoom meeting today may know about our Small Business Resiliency Fund. We had initial $1 million in that fund, and that fund was established to provide $10,000 grants to small businesses who are being impacted by the COVID-19. We only had enough money for 100 businesses, and today we've received over 2,700 applicants for that resiliency fund. We have closed that application process, and we also a few weeks ago was awarded additional funds to give out to business owners. So my team, we're going in the list and in the order in which applications were received. It was a first come, first served process. So we're working down one by one on each of the lists. We are currently right now about to move into the second 100 businesses on the list to distribute the next $1 million. As of right now, we've just about completed the first 100 applicants who submitted applications to the Resiliency Fund. If funds become available, we will continue to give grants as our department gets funds to provide to small business resiliency. One of the new resources that we released a few weeks ago was a loan product which totaled $9 million in funding. And that loan product was called SF Help. And it was for a 0% interest loan through Main Street Launch. And to date, we've had over 4,000 inquiries for this loan. We only currently can serve 120 businesses of the 4,000 inquiries. Yesterday, we closed the application for this loan product, and we will be prioritizing businesses who have not had any resources from federal, state, or local government for this loan product. Again, it's a 0% interest loan up to $50,000. Due to the high demand and the large amount of inquiries, we will conduct a lotto system once we narrow down the list of the most needy businesses for this loan product. Again, this loan product is dedicated to the businesses, our our mom and pop businesses in the city, who can really use this bridge funding to get them um, protected for the next couple of months. Again, this is closed. We will no longer be accepting applicants. We've received 4,000 inquiries, which is a good amount of business owners inside of San Francisco. I will be providing more details on the lottery system next week once we create the criteria for that process. One of the things I want to highlight is that for any business owner who's a part of this webinar, as a reminder that your business taxes is deferred, and is deferred. Actually, I just wanted to. It's deferred to April 30th, but actually I think it's deferred to September 30th, 2020. I'm gonna check on that date. So, or 2021. So I think they extended the date for the deferrals, but February 2021, with no interest and no penalties, is what we have on the PowerPoint today. And that should affect, over 8,000 businesses. So if you guys are getting any notices for any kind of taxes or licenses, please contact our office so we can help you with that. But you should not be getting any of these bills currently. The license fees for a lot of the things that you guys pay for, permit fees, those are also being deferred, and for the next 3 months, which is July 31st, 2020. We are supporting businesses as much as we can. Some of that's the bills for the licenses have already been mailed. If you've received them, just hold on to them, but they're not due until July 31st, 2020. And this information is on the Treasury Tax website, listed here below. And I'm gonna move to the next slide. So our CEM, so our policy against evicting commercial storefronts, is in effect. This process was developed to ensure that during these challenging times, you, the business owner, are not faced with an eviction and you have some protection. One of the things I want to highlight for this process is that if you are a tenant of a commercial space, what we're recommending that you start communication with your landlords as early as possible. This policy does not exclude the business from paying rent. It just excludes the landlord from initiating a eviction. If you can, you should still pay your rent. If you cannot pay your rent, you should contact us and our partners for assistance. Here I've listed 3 areas for assistance for landlords. First is Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights, and Bay Area Legal Services for Entrepreneurs Helpline. We can also provide assistance with our Small Business Development Center consultant, our advisor, who can also sit with you and create a game plan on the best way to go about reallocating or negotiating your rent. To prevent the evictions due to economic hardship, you should write a letter to your landlord outlining your hardship and the reason why you're unable to pay your rent. And again, we will provide the PowerPoint to each and every person on the Zoom meeting today so you can have this information. We also are still encouraging businesses who qualify to apply for the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan. As some of you guys may know, that there was more funding released at the federal level to continue to support these areas. So we do want to continue to ask people as much as possible to apply for these disaster loans at the federal level. If you guys are having any issues with the SBA, your application, you don't understand what's going on, we would like for you guys to contact us or contact our Small Business Development Center so we can provide some assistance for you to fill out any disaster loan product. We do understand that this process has been very difficult for a lot of individuals, and there were more larger businesses who took advantage of these loans. But what we have been advocating for at the local level is that we make sure that we can get you guys prepared to apply for the next wave of funding that's coming from the federal government. The next thing is the Paycheck Protection Program, which is another federal program that we also would like for you guys to continue to apply for. Again, this product was also refunded under the federal guidelines of the government. We are doing our best to provide technical assistance for folks to apply for these products. If you guys are having issues submitting your application, again, please contact us so we can assign a small business development advisor to support you and walk you through the process. Now I'm going to shift over to our employee resource, our staff and worker resource. So our department also deployed a rapid response program as it relates to workforce for the individuals who were laid off or furloughed. On Tuesday and Thursday, we do virtual sessions for workers who either hours were cut, they were furloughed, or laid off. That's on Tuesday from 2 to 3, and on Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. for business owners and employees. During that time, we actually have Employment Development Department, EDD, on the virtual call with us so that they can present all information related to unemployment benefits, any nuances, or anything folks should know. So here is the register link. Again, that happens twice a week on Tuesday and Thursday. And it's been a tremendous resource for a lot of folks who've been trying to navigate the unemployment benefits. Additional to that, if you are a business owner and you had to lay off your folks, but you still want them to be trained and they have the ability to collect unemployment benefits, there's a state work sharing unemployment benefits program that allows you to for payments from the benefits to go to the individual workers while they're still in a reduced state. So you can use this link from the EDD website to learn more about the shared work program. And if you have if you have laid off people temporarily and you plan on bringing them back and you expect to rehire them, folks can do a partial claim where they won't get the full amount of the EDD benefit, but they can get a partial claim where they can work a little bit and still collect their benefits to make up the difference. And then our Workers Family First program is for the extended sick time. So business owners can get reimbursed for paying sick time to their staff. You can get reimbursed up to 40 hours of additional paid sick that you offer your employees. So if you are a essential business and you are working and one of your employees gets sick, you can apply for this program and get reimbursed for the sick time for the staff member. San Francisco businesses are eligible up to 20% of the funds reserved for small businesses with at least 50 employees. So for more information, you can visit the website, you can call, or you can email sfosb@sfgov.org. And that's the Office of Small Business, who can walk you through how to get reimbursed for this process. And lastly, all that information is located on our website at oewd.org. And if we don't have anything else, I can end now. 16 people.
Do we want to continue to the question and answer portion? Does anybody have any questions? Pia, you have the floor.
Oh, hi. If anyone has any questions, please let us know now. We also have some other things. We have the Fillmore Neighborhood and Merchants Association meetings as well that we do once a month, every first Thursday. And we would love to have you guys come back and speak again to our audience as well. At this time, if no one has any other questions, then I think we can close out the meeting or pass it to.
One thing that I want to mention was also for small business support, our updates. The mayor is having a webinar on Monday, and pulling up the information. DeAnthony, do you have the time and date? Let me see.
I am driving now, but
I'm sorry.
But the other thing, no, you're good. But the other thing is, please, everyone, if we could put that slide up with at least the contact information and just some of those links so that everyone catch it. And I kind of, the foresight was kind of poor on this one, and I'll take responsibility on that, only because most of the small business owners who we probably would have targeted are probably working right now. So, you know, a lot of them may actually be running their business as we speak. So I do recognize and accept that, you know, maybe we could have been a little more intentional with the timing, but definitely pass the resources on to your networks. We can kind of send a debrief of this meeting, but once again, just an oversight on the audience. Some of those business owners may be in business as we speak, and some of them may be essential workers as well. So once again, if you can all pass this information along, and definitely Pia, Larry and Pia definitely work together, and I know y'all are familiar with each other already. So I think that Fillmore Merchants and Neighborhood Collaborative meeting would be a great place to present to.
And if I can interject for 1 second before we close the meeting out officially, I would like to ask if Dr. Fuqua could give us a health information update. Dr. Fuqua, can you do that?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, was that him?
No, that was me saying yes, as in I agree.
Dr. Fuqua? Oh, you might have to turn up your volume. I see that you are unmuted.
Okay.
There you are.
So specifically, what information do you need so I can know exactly what is it that you want to?
Just today's health information update on what's happening in the neighborhoods or anything you've heard regarding testing and resources and so forth.
Maybe about the City Test SF initiative too.
I'm sorry, say it again, D. Anthony?
Maybe City Test SF as well for essential workers.
Yeah. So we're definitely, well, one of the things that hopefully that, well, you folks may or may not know is one of the things that did happen was changing regarding the testing requirements for people to get tested for COVID-19. It used to have to have numerous of symptoms to be able to get tested, but now they actually changed that policy that as long as you have only one of those symptoms, you actually are able to get tested now. So that is something new that is happening that is new in place now that is starting this week, which I think is important for people to be able to know that. And we can send you out, I can send you out the document regarding that and to remind people exactly what their symptoms are so they can know which ones that they can call if that actually comes up regarding that aspect of it. So that's one thing that's happening. And the other thing that's happening regarding testing this weekend, there's gonna be a mass testing in the Mission area, Mission District area this weekend, targeting people in that neighborhood. That's gonna be happening this weekend. And then the other thing regarding testing that happened is at Maxine Hall. So they opened up an alternative testing site there as well regarding COVID-19. And that started yesterday within that neighborhood. John Malakar, anything else you want to add?
No, I think, yeah, there's just those two health orders that went out. One is about the expanded testing, and that's for also, we're including all essential workers, excuse me, not just health workers. That would be people who are open for business and have contact with the public. So that's an expansion.
This is John McKnight checking in. Pia, do you mind if I jump in here for a moment? I think that was
Please do. Please do.
And that's all right. Everyone's being so quiet, and I appreciate that y'all took time to come here and listen today. And part of our role in the community branch here at the Emergency Operations Center is really to listen to you. We want to make sure you know you have a voice in your city government through our branch, and that we are in contact with the agencies here. That doesn't mean I can make magic happen. I cannot produce wipes, but sometimes there's things we can do, and it's nice to hear from our community members. And I would encourage Malkia, Pia, and anyone else on here from the community businesses. I'm actually really interested how you would open your doors if you were given permission to. Are there concerns you have about letting people in? Would you actually enforce the face covering? I'd love to hear your thoughts, because I'm sure you're trying to think of how you're going to do this, and it's going to be new for everybody. This is all uncharted territory, and if you're willing to share your thoughts, I'd be grateful.
Well, one of the things that I know that we had to change is the fact that, a lot of people can't travel and go out. A lot of our seniors are unavailable to leave, because of health reasons. So one of the things that we're doing in the neighborhood is developing a website for delivery service so that the local businesses can still maintain, opening some of the essential businesses like the liquor stores and the restaurants, and the caterers like myself can still generate business online with no contact or little contact delivery. And then, of course, we want to enforce that people always wear masks and gloves in the facilities that are working, and trying to meet and greet people at the door with their orders so they don't have to come in. You have everything ready to go, and you just leave a bag on the table, where they pre-ordered and prepaid. There's very little cash exchanging. So those are some of the things that we're working with now. We're working on a website. It's going to be the Heritage Market SF ResilienceIn.com, and we're doing it per neighborhood, starting with the Fillmore, and just to support local businesses and hire from within the neighborhood some of the low risk, youth, to have them do some non-contact delivery of groceries. We also are giving away free groceries that we're picking up the leftovers. There's a lot of waste from Whole Foods and Buy Right, so we're picking that up and making grocery bags and delivering them to seniors. So we're just trying to take care of each other and also trying to figure out ways to keep the business going. The day that this began, my business completely stopped. I had all of my clients call that Friday and cancel everything, weddings and everything for months in advance. So now I'm trying to make sure that I don't have to shut down by making lunch boxes and individual meals that we're delivering to places, and also just to try to make sure that we have non-contact delivery service.
Well, that's
Hello.
brilliant. And Malkia, thank you. Pia, make sure we have that link. I want to make sure we are aware of any of those delivery services that you are providing. I want to make sure that we have, I believe we can share that. So let us help you, and I'm grateful for your thought. Malkia, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, hi everyone. Hope everyone is being safe and doing well. I'm a hairstylist. I'm a local hairstylist, and it's really hard for me to social distance in my profession. So one of the ways I was thinking, if I was to be able to open up again soon, or maybe a month or so down the line, I was just probably thinking that I would do one client literally at a time, because usually I have 4 to 5 people in the salon at a time, and I can multitask with those 4 and 5, but I would literally have to do one person at a time, have them wear a mask. I would have to wear a mask, gloves, So it's just really hard in my profession to social distance to that point, So hopefully I can get up and running, because like Pia, the Davis went into effect. I literally didn't have any more clients. I couldn't do any more hair. I couldn't go into the salon and work. So I was just out of work, period. So it's a little hard. It's a struggle, but hopefully that's the way I foresee me social distancing in my business.
Malkia, thank you. And my heart goes out to you. I understand how, and I know some people, that's the highlight of their week, is to come out and see their hairdresser and sit with you. So I know it's a struggle for you and struggle for those that miss you. I know they miss you. I hope your shop is maybe big enough that maybe some social distancing could be enacted. And to both of you and anyone on this call, I want to encourage a change in language. Granted, I am wearing a mask, but we really want to say face covering. Let's say face covering, because I think people will be scared to come out if they think they have to wear a mask because they don't have one. And I hear it. Where's my mask? We don't have them. Any face covering will do. And there's a lot of information out there about that. So I would just invite you to use that term so that when the opportunity does come, people realize that a face covering is sufficient. They do not need a mask. And I really do wish you both the best. I hope your businesses are able to open and thrive in the wake of this COVID and everything else. And Pia, I'm glad to hear you're thinking ahead and looking for other ways to make an impact in your community and survive through this. Is there anybody else? Marjid? Pia, you know your people on this call. Is there anyone else on the call that would like to comment?
Majid, would you like to say anything? I'm trying to see who else is on here. Majid, did I leave anything out regarding the collaborative meetings? Sorry. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Majid has muted themselves, so maybe it's a volume. You might want to try. Oh, no, muted themselves again. You might have a volume on your phone. It might be, if you're on your laptop, you might have volume settings that need to be pushed up if you're speaking into something. You can also type a comment into the chat. It looks like we can't do the technical aspect for Majid. Okay. Pia, you have the floor.
Okay. Oh, can I just add something too?
Of course.
Yeah, I think I want to encourage everyone. I don't know if it was able, but if somebody can copy and paste as I'm on the road, but the link to actually get some masks. So what we're doing some community efforts with OEWD to provide masks to essential workers. So we want you to, if you know any business owners that will be open, and then I know the sister had just spoke about her salon business. So if y'all need masks, please reach out. There's a link that I put in the chat earlier. I don't know if it's still there though.
Yeah, I reposted.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Because we want to also support the essential business owners that have to go in and trying to make ends meet. So we can definitely work with you to deliver some masks.
And with that being said, we also have been offered 50, so one of our members and producers is making 50 masks a week that we're donating to seniors. So you can reach out to us as well if you know of any residents, especially seniors, that need any masks that are going to be made by some seniors over at Queen Ada's. And, you know, we would love to have you guys again. We're having, you guys brought up a good point. Right now, it's kind of a hard time for the merchants on Fillmore Street because, you know, it's lunchtime. So a lot of them are still having their rush. We did invite them, but we also have a meeting next week for the merchants that we would love for you guys to join. That's later in the afternoon. And maybe we can get some more answers, you know, some more questions answered for some of these merchants that I know had a lot of questions regarding everything that was mentioned today, as well as if it's possible if we can share this on Facebook Live once we get the recording, just to share it with our view, you know, it's like, again, it's a tough time for parents as well and kids between these hours. So I think if we shared it, we would get a lot more of a response as well. So thank you everyone for joining in. Please let us know if you have any other questions before we close this meeting out. You have some links and please feel free to contact our guest speaker as well as the other links that we've shared for more information. Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for joining the Zoom meeting today. Thank you for joining Community Conversations on Economic Resiliency and COVID-19. Thank you again, Larry, for being our featured speaker. And if anybody has any questions or needs, please contact amelia.martinez-bankhead@sfgov.org or dem.eoc-community@sfgov.org. The recording and the chat will be available for sharing after the meeting for you to take a look at. Thanks again, everybody. And reminder for Amelia, DeAnthony, Larry, and Pia, please stay on the line. Thanks again, everyone.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate you.